Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Darrell Bean Stadium on the campus of Earlham College as we bring you Earlham men's lacrosse this evening. The Quakers take on the Marietta Pioneers out of the Ohio Athletic Conference, who come in at 4-9 on the season. The Quakers coming in at 3-10 following their most recent win over Mount St. Joe by a final of 18-4. Quakers trying to finish on a positive in this season. It is very closely coming to an end after today. Just one matchup left, and that'll be a matchup against Anderson, a conference matchup and a very winnable game coming up on the 27th of April. And we'll have that game for you right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. But tonight it's the Marietta Pioneers, and we're going to talk about the Pioneers when we come back in just a moment. They, too, pick up a nice, they lost their last game, but they've been playing very well of late. And we'll talk a little bit about the Pioneers coming up in just a moment right here on the pregame show, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
We check them better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back them better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you were born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Well, it should be a pretty nice night tonight. In fact, though, things may get a little bit cool. We will have clear skies, no wind whatsoever, so it should be a beautiful night for lacrosse here this evening at Darrell Bean Stadium. Back here in the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shearer pregame show. We're talking about Marietta. Watching them again, their number is going to be a little bit more similar to what the Quakers have tonight, so depth may not be as much of a problem for the Quakers here this evening. But Marietta, they've lost 4 in a row. They're a better team, I think, than what their record indicates at 3-8 on the year. They don't play as well on the road as they do at home. Only 1-5 coming into this one here tonight. They just lost to Otterbein in their last matchup by a final of 18-9. Offensively, not a real strong offensive team, only averaging just around 9 goals per game. Their shot percentage at 32%, their shot and goal percentage at .674, and the average about 29 shots per game. That'll be big tonight. That is a better number than what the Quakers put up so far this season, but after the Quakers in their last game over Mount St. Joe coming in here with a lot of confidence in this one here tonight. The Marietta man-up offense, not very good right now at 242 percentage-wise, so they want to bring that number up. The ground ball number's at 315, the turnovers at 240. They've caused only 99, so they do turn the ball over a lot more than they turn other teams over coming into this one. Their face-off number's 86 of 291. That's a big thing to watch for again tonight. Quakers want to win the face-off, but right now for the face-offs for Marietta only at 29%, and the clears at 65%. The number okay, not great. Keep an eye tonight on Quinn Rundgren Rundgren. Rundgren, 21 goals, 18 assists. He leads the team with 39 points. Also, another one to watch for, number 48, Chad Stowell. Stowell at 28 goals and 1 assist for 29 points. And Connor, one other player we're going to watch for tonight will be Connor Fickey. Fickey is at 20 goals and 8 assists coming in, and he is at 28 points. In goalie, we will see Ryan McLean, the freshman out of Avon, Ohio, in goal here tonight. We'll try to get you his team numbers coming up here in just a few moments once we get into tonight's game. Quakers, again, as we said a little bit ago, entered this one at 3-10 following their most recent win over Mount St. Joe. Believe it or not, that game was tied at 2 apiece, and then the Quakers really dominated after that. They scored six goals in the second. They scored 8 more in the third, and they pretty much dominated from that point as Joel Dominguez had 4 goals and 3 assists. Anthony Botwell had 3 goals and 2 assists in the win. Blake Francis also had 3 goals in the victory. And Keith Coleman, 3 goals and an assist for the Quakers. So good balanced scoring and really played well. Josh Perkins got the start in goal for the Quakers, and he picks up the win, and then they saw Blake Francis in goal as well. So they will probably see both goalies again here tonight for the Quakers, but that was a good win for Earlham over Mount St. Joe in their most previous contest. So tonight it's a non-conference matchup, Marietta and Earlham. By the way, you can follow along live stats as we go here tonight on GoEarlham.com. We'll come back and get this one underway in just a couple of moments. Stay right there. This has been the pregame show brought to you by Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear. The start of this contest coming up in just a moment right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
We're back once again here at Darrell Bean Stadium. Thanks for being with us. The second to the final game of the season for the Quakers. They will not qualify for the conference tournament this year, but again, 3-4 could go to 4-4 if they beat Anderson in their final game of the regular season. Quakers will be in their home whites, and Marietta will be in their dark uniforms here this evening. For the Marietta Pioneers, Connor Fickey, Jason White, along with John Sanford, Noah Coleman, Daniel Blaine, Henry Clark, along with Jacob Morlando, Quinn Rudgren, and Chad Stowell. And we mentioned already that Ryan McLean is in goal today for Marietta. The Quakers, Joel Dominguez, Anthony Botwell, also Logan Rying, In the starting lineup as well for the Quakers will be Hogan Modirza Day for the Quakers. Hogan Modirza Day, along with Kevin Ventura, Cole Burrell, Josh Perkins, Josh Wilson. And that's going to have Wilson back from his injury, so he's back for the Quakers. Blake Francis and Will Fry. So believe it or not, the Quakers not starting 77 Keith Coleman in this one here tonight. As you see that both teams shaking hands at midfield, and we are ready to get this one underway here this afternoon. The Quakers will have Dominguez along with Botwell and Blake Francis as the attackers. Along in the middies, you'll have Ryan as well as 11 Ventura and 42 Will Fry. So here we go. Face-off time here. See who wins the face-off. 15-minute quarters. As opposed to the halves played by the women, we go quarters for the men, and we are underway here this evening. Face-off won by Marietta. They'll go on the attack from left to right. Good look out front to Chad Stowell, another freshman. In fact, everybody on this team a freshman for Marietta other than Seth Howler and Daniel Blaine. Quakers will get it for the first time here tonight and will head the other way as they'll bring it to midfield. Good look at Cole Burrell there for the Quakers, and they'll work it back now to Rying, and now the Quakers will set it up in their end for the first time. Chance to work in the attack area, right side of the cage. On the run near side, that's Botwell, and Botwell now will head back to the left. Quakers trying to work it on the left side of the cage, and the ball picked up. It almost turned over as Botwell kicks it back outside now to Rying. And the Quakers will again work it to the front. Just underway. First shot on the way. That'll be wide to the left. That may have been 77, which was Keith Coleman, who had checked into the lineup for the Quakers. And after the brief stoppage of play, Quakers still hold on to it. They'll be working into the sun for a little bit. Of course, that won't last very long here at Darrell Bean Stadium. Quakers right side, shot, and that one's going to be knocked down. Good play in goal by Ryan McLean. And now Marietta will take over as they'll go on the attack themselves. Quakers peel back quickly to midfield. As you see in transition across midfield there for Marietta is Chad Stowell. And they'll bring it back to Stowell once again to the near side. Quakers will stay man-to-man. That is Coleman on defense there for the Quakers. Earlham again, 2-2 game against Mount St. Joe early, but then they got the offense rolling. Marietta working behind the cage. On the turn, right in front of the keeper, knocked down. We have a whistle, and there's a flag down as well. There for the Quakers, again, Josh Perkins in goal was able to stay right with the offensive player, which was 29, Quinn Rudgren, the freshman out of Angier, North Carolina. And now we wait and see how they'll play this out right here as the flag came down on the penalty. Yeah, 12 minutes and 30 seconds, so it takes them a little bit to decide what we're going to have here. And now looks like the Quakers will have possession. And they have not given us a signal of what that play may be, but it'll be Quaker ball as they'll be able to bring it all the way to midfield, and then we'll get started once again. So both teams make changes at the sidelines, and it appears that the player in the penalty box area will be Quinn Rundgren. So Rundgren picks up the foul, so he will be sitting for a little bit. And now we're back under play as the Quakers will have it here for the second time tonight. There is Coleman. Quakers look to wind and fire, and that one's going to be missed off the shot. It was number 3 there for the Quakers. That was Anthony Botwell on the shot. It went wide to the left. And now we're back underway as the Quakers will keep it once again behind the cage. That pass high for Coleman. But Earlham not charged with a turnover there, is able to run it down as Dominguez here on the near side. They'll work it left of the cage once again. That's Coleman. Coleman passes out front, ball loose, picked up by the Quakers once again is Botwell there. There's a shot that goes high on the near side by Dominguez. Quakers will keep it again, but Dominguez's shot went way high. And Earlham now will work behind the cage once again. Quakers have had a couple of times they've wound up and shot it very hard just off the mark. The accuracy not where it needs to be early. Here's Coleman. Coleman thought about the shot out front. There's another one wide to the left. And that shot on the high side right was Botwell once again. So this time Marietta will take over. So now Marietta will work to get the ball back down the field with Daniel Blaine. His pass high, turnover, picked off there by Botwell. Quakers have a chance with numbers. The shot and the goal. Off the turnover, Quakers get the goal. That was Blake Francis, and he makes it a 1-0 contest. Nice play off the turnover by the Quakers.
Nice assist, Tony.
So Earlham now leads this one 1-0.
Boy, 2.
So Earlham leading this one 1-0. And again, live stats as we go here on GoEarlham.com. But a good start after the turnover. Earlham able to take advantage of the early mistake by the Pioneers, and now the Pioneers win the faceoff, and they'll be on offense once again. Pioneers make a change as Jason White exiting the lineup. You see still out front, that is Stowell here on the near side. Guarded there by Cole Burrell. Stowell trying to make an opening right side of the cage, and now they'll work back behind as Rundgren back in. Rundgren now turns. Rundgren to the outside once again. Good defense by the Quakers. That ball ricochets in the air. Quakers, can they come up with it? Yes, another turnover by the Pioneers. So Earlham's defense playing well, forcing another turnover. Good lead pass all the way down the field to Burrell. Cole looking to his left. A little bit of a pass behind Botwell, but he's able to pick it up off the turf, and the Quakers will keep it and reset the offense once again. Quakers right side, Botwell. Take that back, that's going to be Dominguez. Dominguez to the inside, that's going to be a whistle. And that'll go back over to Marietta. Quakers will make a change. Looks like Burrell is coming out. And into the Quaker lineup, number 5, we'll see Logan Rying back in as Marietta works at behind the cage again. That's Rundgren. 1-0 Quakers as we come up on the 9-minute mark here in this first period of play. Hauer is in. We mentioned Hauer off the bench, shot wide left. Is that one just outside? Good effort again by Marietta. They had a pretty good look that time, but unable to get the goal. And so far playing well in goal for the Quakers is Josh Perkins. Perkins facing where that play may come from as he will continue to play the angle ball. Now tipped way outside. Quakers trying to come up with a turnover. The defenseman can't come across the line. Now they can reach across. It'll stay with Marietta. Seth Hauer will pick that one up. And it'll stay with the Pioneers. And they were almost guilty of turning it over once again. That's how the Quakers picked up their first goal of the night. Here's White. White pass inside, intended, I believe, for Sanford. And that one will go out of play, and it'll be Quaker ball. So Marietta unsuccessful once again on offense. Here come the Quakers. You would think the Quakers playing with some confidence here tonight after picking up that win against Mount St. Joe a couple of days ago. As now for the Quakers, that is Chima Nduku in the lineup for Earlham, but then the Quakers turn it over. Here come the Pioneers once again. Getting it across midfield is Daniel Blaine, and the Pioneers will reset it. Quakers have a line change themselves as they go back on defense in transition. Pioneers near side. Good deflection. That's good defense for the Quakers. As Josh Wilson there, just of course back from injury out of East Central High School down in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. And so Wilson, he comes in, does his job. Got a nice deflection for the Quakers. Here's Coleman past midfield. Now the Quakers patiently set it up in the half-field setting right here as that low pass scooped up by Rying, and now the Quakers right side of the cage. Here is Botwell. Back to the outside. Dominguez looking into the inside once again. Here's Coleman. Nice spin to the outside. Coleman, a good passing here for the Quakers. The screen set behind the cage as that's a shot and a goal for the Quakers. There is Anthony Botwell for Earlham. Took the nice screen by Blake Francis, and the Quakers now lead this one 2-0. So Botwell, the sophomore out of Sandy, Utah, gets the goal, and Earlham off to a good start here this evening. That was set up extremely well, and boy, it was all really, I think maybe Blake Francis setting that pick behind the cage, able to free things up for Botwell to find the opening. We're back to the face-off once again. So again, Earlham back to the face-off in the middle. Kevin Ventura generally takes care of the face-off duties as the Quakers unable to get the face-off there. John Sanford now for Marietta. And in control this time it'll be Connor Fickey. Fickey, a guy to watch, as we mentioned in the pregame, along with Stowell and Rundgren. Nothing there for the Pioneers. They'll bring it back out to the top. That is McGill. McGill shot no, and that will go back to the Quakers. So another offensive possession for Marietta. They come up empty, and Earlham back on offense, trying now to build on a 2-0 lead here in the opening period of play. Here's Wilson. Wilson was part of the Earlham baseball team until he decided to pick up the game of lacrosse, and once the ball comes across midfield, we've got a penalty called, as going down was Joe Enright, who's come in now for the Quakers. So now the Quakers in the half-field set right here as they'll have their settled offense set to go. For the Quakers, there's Blake Francis. Earlham has passed the ball extremely well so far here tonight as Dominguez looking for the opening. He gets checked several times there by Jacob Morlando. And here's Botwell. Botwell fires and misses, and this is a loose ball that'll go all the way out of bounds deep in the corner. It'll go back over to Marietta. Quakers averaging just under 6 goals per game after scoring the 18 goals they had against Mount St. Joe. We mentioned already Marietta is just over 9 goals per game coming into this one here tonight. Back to the settled offense once again for Marietta. There's a shot that's going to be deflected out front. Quakers do another nice job. We've got a late whistle here. Nope, they're going to let him play through it. I thought we might get a whistle there. on the check, but it didn't happen as the Quakers able to come up with it once again. And you see on the far side, that is Hogan Madirzadeh. And that ball goes out of bounds. It'll be turned over back to Marietta as we come up on the 5-minute mark here in this opening period of play. Marietta setting themselves up, trying to find the offense they've needed so far. Nothing against the Quakers defensively. Zach Klein will reset it out front, then gets it back on the left elbow. Klein will now maneuver his way behind the screen and now work his way to Rundgren to the near side and work back out front. Here's Stowell. Stowell. Nice pass to the inside, and here's a goal for the Pioneers, and that's number 12, Jackson McGill, who will make it a 2-1 contest, and good passing there by the Pioneers. They get the goal, and it's now 2-1. That might have been the best offensive possession so far by the Pioneers. They had turned the ball over a couple of times already, not only one in their half setting, but a couple of times in Earlham's half setting as well, but they are able to get two passes to the inside, and McGill gets the goal, and that's where we stand now, 2-1 here in the opening period. Back to the face-off once again. We're coming up on the 4-minute mark. Pair of 11s going at it this time. John Sanford on one side, Ventura on the other. After the whistle is blown, it'll go over to Marietta. They have a line change as well, and now the Pioneers will set it up themselves in the half field setting once again. Here is Hauer. Hauer, the lone, in fact, should say two upperclassmen on this team. This is one of the younger teams you're going to see in all of lacrosse, and there's a goal again. Two straight goals. This time it's Connor Fickey. Fickey, the freshman out of St. Leonard, Maryland, able to get the goal, and we're tied at 2 apiece. 2 goals unanswered now by Marietta within just a few seconds of one another. And, of course, that came off the face-off once again. Quakers have had a difficult time last time we were here. Quakers really didn't have a good night in the face-off at all. Ended up costing them that contest. That was the last home game against Hanover when they lost 21-1. They were just dominated in that game when it came to the face-off. So now we're tied at 2 apiece. 4 minutes remaining here in the opening period. So Marietta able to come back again and win a face-off, and they may get another one right here. There is Sanford. Sanford, though, in the Earlham half, able to pick that one up and now go on offense. Earlham's going to have to, at some point, win that face-off. They can get back on offense. Marietta. That is Hauer once again, and nothing there for Hauer, so they'll set it up. And, of course, with the fresh shot clock, plenty of time to work with 55 seconds. And you'll see Stowell now bring it back out front. He'll play there with Blasco is checked in. And also there's McGill. McGill will make his move, take that back. That's going to be Hauer once again. Hauer behind the cage, cutting to the inside will be Fickey. Fickey losing it. Pass might have been a little bit high for Fickey as he tried to spin and locate the ball. Nothing there, and the Quakers get it off the turnover, and we'll look to head the other way. But that ball at should say just shy midfield, intended for Rying, and the Quakers will again eventually come away with it with Will Fry able to pick it up. And back to Enright. Enright spins as he spins against Blasco. And now the Quakers in the half setting as well. We are coming up on the 2-minute mark here in the opening period of play. Again, we're tied at 2. Quakers work behind the cage. Botwell back to the right. Shot, and that one is good by Francis from the right side. The catch and shoot. And the Quakers come right back themselves and make it a 3-2 contest. So Earlham with the goal by Blake Francis, the freshman out of Lexington, Kentucky, making it 3-2. That was basically a catch and shoot as the Quakers now twice have worked well behind the cage and able to get a goal from the right side twice. So back to the face-off again. Here's Ventura. Sanford has had the best of Ventura so far here in the opening period when it comes to the face-off. Ball outside the circle, and again, Sanford able to pick it up. He'll dump it behind, and that's where Marietta will bring it back to midfield. Lead pass will find Klein as he brings it across the midfield stripe. Now Klein in the critical scoring area. Will now have it on the right wing and go back out front again, and that's where McGill will set it up once again for the Pioneers. High pass now to Hauer. Hauer starts to make his move to the inside, cuts back out front, and it'll be McGill. McGill trying to dodge his way to the inside. Pass to the inside off the stick that time of White, and eventually picked up by Fickey. Not a bad pass, just there was no way that as hard as that was passed to the inside, White was going to be able to control it. Here's Fickey. Nice move back to the left side. Fickey loses it. Ball loose on the turf. And who's eventually going to pick this up? It goes out of bounds, and it's going to stay right here. Momentary stop of the clock as we come up on a minute remaining. Opportunity here for Klein. Nothing as he drops it again. They've dropped a couple of passes here recently. Ryan, we talked about how good their passing was in that last series in which they scored a goal. They've kind of fallen off in this one. Here's Fickey once again. Fickey to the inside. Fickey fires and misses. And that one really close as Perkins there for the Quakers. Fickey had a pretty good look coming off that left side and got right in front of the cage and just shot a little bit too high. But Marietta holds on once again. On the right wing, back out front. Back to the inside. Good look at Klein. Klein fires, and that goes high again. That may have been ricocheted off the stick that time of Wilson. But Marietta keeps it, still trying to get that game-tying goal here in the opening period of play. Good defense for the Quakers as into the lineup. And Dooku there for the Quakers, number 12. Nice pass to the inside, and that's off the pipe to the left. That was number 5, Jason White, just off the pipe on the left side. Quakers come back with it themselves. Ventura lead pass will go high and way out of bounds as the Quakers will turn it over, trying to get themselves quickly down the field in scoring position. But it looks like we have a player down. That is Jason White of Marietta, who went down on the turf as everyone was headed the other way, and he is still down. We are going to take a quick timeout. We have just 24 seconds remaining in the opening period of play. Earlham on top of this one, 3-2. This is Earlham Men's Lacrosse on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com.
Well, the injured player is off. He went off on his own power, so that is good news. The bad news is the Quakers ended up turning the ball over. And there's just 24 seconds, which is the other piece of good news if Marietta plans on scoring here in the opening period of play. So they'll have to work quick. Here's a good look at McGill once again. Trying to find his opening is Stowell. Stowell now fires and gets to the goal, and only 6 seconds remaining, and we're tied at 3. Chad Stowell out of Waterton, Minnesota, just a freshman middie. And he picks up the goal, and he is now at 29 goals on the year. He leads the team in goals scored. And, boy, they only had 24 seconds, and they only used 18 of them to get the goal. So the Quakers off the turnover. So we've seen now a couple of critical errors on both teams. Earlier when the Quakers picked up a goal, it was a turnover in Earlham's end. This time the turnover in transition, costing the Quakers. Well, they got really quickly down past the restraining line, and they win the face-off again. They're going to have one more shot right here if they don't lose it. Ball picked up, long time, fire that time, and that's going to do it. We have ended the opening period of play. So far, a pretty good one between the Quakers and the Pioneers. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, it's Marietta 3 and Earlham 3. This is Earlham Men's Lacrosse on Radio Troy Digital Sport.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond.
Well, we're tied at 3. Both teams going back and forth in the end of the opening period. Boy, and again, both teams really coming back after they either turn the ball over or make a mistake. They've come right back with another goal. It's been kind of fun watching these two teams go up and down the field so far here tonight. But again, nothing decided as we're down 15 minutes in this one, and we're ready for the second quarter here at Darrell Bean Stadium. We mentioned live stats on our website, goearlham.com. Make sure that you check that out as we go throughout the evening. And we are underway again here in the third. Marietta will now move left to right. Good look here at Connor Fickey. And Fickey will again challenge for just a moment, see what might be available against Cole Burrell, but nothing there, and they'll bring it back out. This is a typical what we've seen out of Marietta so far here tonight. Very patient offensively as they work it behind the cage. Now, they won't run that shot clock down all the way, but they like to work that defense. Nice cut to the inside, shot low, and they score low. So Marietta scores the first goal, maybe. The two officials getting together, they're talking, and that was number 29, which is Quinn Rundgren. And let's see what they've done here. I don't know if they've given the goal yet or not, but apparently the flag was down right in front of the cage, or at least a few feet from the cage. But I think they've gone ahead and scored the goal here as both teams are coming back to the face-off. So the goal will count. Rundgren gets the goal. And so now Marietta gets the first goal of the second period of play. And back to the face-off again. It has not been a good day so far for the Quakers in the face-off. They haven't won very many of these so far here tonight. This time it'll be Coleman on the face-off, and he gets beat badly. It was taken right away from him that time by Sanford. So Marietta now in the half setting once again, and here's on the attack, and they go high again and score high. Connor Fickey, 2 straight goals within 48 seconds, and the Quakers all of a sudden find themselves down 5-3. And that was straight off of the faceoff. Quakers may need to get a timeout, and they will. So Earlham's going to call a timeout. 14-12 remaining here in the second period in the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers down 5-3.
Are you looking for the right place to work out, a place where you have several choices and can have fun at the same time? Well, that place is right here in Richmond, Family Fitness Works. Family Fitness Works has spinning, Zumba, kickboxing, core works, kick fit, body pump, body flow, and much, much more. And don't forget, Family Fitness Works also has Richmond's most extensive free weights and Nautilus in the area. Check out their website at familyfitness.com or stop by at 213 North 3rd Street in Richmond.
Hey, this is Steve, and out at Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Boy, the Quakers playing so well in that opening period of play, and now all the momentum in favor of Marietta after they scored 2 very, very quick goals to begin this second period of play, and now Earlham has to regroup right here. And boy, that last one again came right off the face-off. It was blindly just basically stolen by Marietta as Sanford ended up winning that face-off easily against Coleman, and he does it again. Not quite as easy as it was the last time, but still easy enough as Klein trying to pick up the loose ball. We have a whistle, and that's going to go against Marietta. So the Quakers will survive the face-off once again as they'll go back on offense. Here is Botwell. Botwell behind the cage, looking to sneak his way in on the left side. Stopped there by McGill. Back to the inside, and let's see, did he score this one? He never gave up on that one. He held on to it the entire time, and Botwell now makes it 5-4. Boy, Botwell, great job handling that stick and the ball behind the cage, and looked like he was going to make that move back behind the cage and surprise the keeper as Ryan McLean started to shift once again, and once he did, Botwell able to get the goal, and now we're starting to see a high-scoring affair in this one here this evening. 5-4 now. Marietta on top, back to the face-off, won again easily by Sanford. Sanford on the attack. Sanford bouncing that one. It goes high off the turf, and that will eventually go out of bounds. Boy, he bounced that one as high as you could get it going right there, and no fooling the goalie there, as now you'll get a look at Rundgren. Rundgren scored the last goal right in front of the goalie in Perkins. He goes right back inside, went high. He gets knocked down to the turf. And I see what they've got here. Is it going to be a goal or not? It is. A little bit of a delay, but boy, I tell you what, that's almost too easy. As Todd should say, Quinn Rundgren in there to get the goal again. Point blank range right in front of Josh Perkins. Quaker defense, they're going to have to help him out and stop that penetration. That was twice now where Rundgren has been able to just to get in there almost untouched right in front of the goalie, Perkins. There's not a whole lot he can do. You know, that crease is only so big, but thing is, he can step right in front of it. It's a point-blank range shot, and it's happened now 2 in a row. So Quakers, again, will have to readjust what they're doing on defense. Can they finally get a face-off? No. Guess who? Sanford again. Sanford shoots this one high again off of the face-off. It's going to go deep in the corner and picked up by Rundgren. And here he comes again. This time Rundgren's going to look for someone to pass it off to instead of taking it in himself. As that one goes high to the outside, that is Stowell. And now it's Klein here to the near side. Klein looking for the opening. Will he work it behind the cage? Yes. Quick pass back to the inside. Ball's going to be knocked down off the shot, that time by McGill. And it'll go back to the Quakers. That was a heck of a play there by the goalie, Josh Perkins. Able to see that ball in time as it was coming back to the inside. So now the Quakers back in transition the other way as they'll try to settle offensively in the half. Once they get it across midfield, And Dukwu there losing it. Quakers turnover. Here is Connor Fickey. Fickey to the outside, getting bumped there. In fact, a good check at the last second by Coleman as Fickey works it behind the cage. Coleman gives him a really good check down to the turf, and that will go against the Pioneers. Quakers will take over. Here is Coleman, splits two, loses it, turnover Quakers, picked up there by Rundgren. And by the way, Fickey's hurt. He's heading to the sidelines. Not good news there for the Pioneers, losing one of their top players. And he had those 2 goals right in front of the goalie, Josh Perkins, that has made a difference. Even got a timeout one time by the Quakers and head coach Jason Grace. Near side, good look at Hauer. 52 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Now it'll be Stowell. Stowell trying to find an opening, nothing there. Defended well out front by Burrell. And we'll work back behind the cage once again as Rundgren has it in the cross, now turns and looks, draws the double team, and kicks it back outside. Right now it is Stowell and what we would consider one of the better players again in Rundgren. Those 2 guys are 1 and 2 when you talk about the scoring. Got to keep an eye on both of them. There's a shot, long shot missed, wide left. And that goes out of bounds on the near side. Quakers will keep it here. Change of the line on both sides. Earlham trying to keep some fresh bodies in there, trailing it again 6-4 here in the second quarter. You see the sun starting to set to the left of us, which is the west end of the stadium. Things will get a little bit chilly here once that sun goes down. Tomorrow's supposed to be a beautiful day. Still waiting for both teams to make their final changes so we can get this thing going again. Boy, both teams really making a ton of changes. But back in, if you're a Marietta fan, which is good news, is Connor Fickey. Fickey got hurt a little bit ago, and he's back in. In fact, looks like he might. I don't have any extra wrapping on that I can tell around his legs area. Good ball movement again by the Pioneers. They'll go low, and they score low again. Boy, I tell you what, another nice shot from the top. That is Chad Stowell getting the goal, and it's now 7-4. That is their second best execution in the half that we have seen here today, other than when you see Connor Fickey taking it himself, but from an entire team standpoint, another beautiful goal there by Marietta. Boy, they get in that attack area, and they really do a nice job at times passing the ball. They stay disciplined, and here's the one area where they've been dominant in so far here tonight. That's the faceoff. Coming up on 10 minutes remaining before we get to the half. Quakers had come right back, but they got to win some of these faceoffs, and there's another one. They just cannot win one again here tonight. It has been John Sanford dominating the faceoff here tonight for the Pioneers. Ball worked back out front. Good look at Connor Fickey as he will now wait for a change in the line once again, and that'll be Chad Stowell who will wait for 2 new players to come in. One of those will be Seth Hauer. Hauer, a midi who has played well here tonight. And again, you'll see the Pioneers put it into the half setting here. Near side here, Stowell. Stowell, nothing there. Back out front now to Blasco. Blasco penetrates, goes low. Nice scoop save there by Josh Perkins. Read that one well, went low to get it. And so far what we have seen, other than those 2 goals by Connor Fickey, they love to go low and skip that ball past the legs of the keeper. As that ball loose at midfield, Quakers will have it. As Enright in the lineup now for the Quakers, and Earlham will go on the settled offense. As we come up on 9 minutes remaining. Earlham has to get one back, and they had too many as Enright has to retreat. Coming out of the Earlham lineup will be, in fact, Enright's going to leave the lineup for the Quakers. Coleman way out front now for Earlham. That is Coleman. Goes behind the cage, and that ball was in the sunlight. I don't think there was any way that time that Blake Francis could see it. He loses it. Turnover by the Quakers, and Marietta will get it back. So that, again, is a turnover that was really tough there for Earlham. There was no way that they were going to see that ball. There's a turnover the other way by Marietta. Flags come down as both teams foul, actually looking for the loose ball. This will be a delayed call here either way. As Francis, nothing there, will bring it back out front. It'll be Rying now for the Quakers. Earlham working Dominguez to the left behind the cage. This is Burrell now. Burrell makes his move to the left. Burrell in front. Burrell fires, and that's going to be knocked down. You could hear that one hit the stick, but now the penalty will be ensued right here. You can see that Marietta making changes to their lineup. We're coming up on 8 minutes remaining now. As you see the scoreboard at the top there, 8 minutes remaining here in the first half. It'll be Quaker ball. Rying will be in control now for Earlham. Here's Burrell. Pass near side. Botwell fires. That one might have hit the pipe to the right. Either way, it was low. Quakers unable to get the goal there. Marietta will now pick it up and look in transition. They're going to lose it in the Earlham end. Quakers making chase. That is Rying there for the Quakers. And that ball's going to go out of bounds. Good check there as Earlham playing physical here in the first half, trying to shake things up a little bit. Now as Earlham will get it back. Quakers again being patient out front. Here's Coleman. Coleman receives it once again from Botwell. Botwell playing back and forth with Coleman here on the right side. There is Burrell, will reverse it. Pass high, intended there for Francis. Francis unable to hold on to it. Ball is loose. Francis drills a player from Marietta. And I believe that's going to go against Francis. And so Marietta will get it back, and quick change in their line as well. Both teams making the changes before we begin play once again. In fact, both teams really changing their line on both sides. So here we go. Coming up on 7 minutes remaining. Marietta back on the attack past midfield, and they'll settle there. Well, this thing started to be a really high-scoring affair. It's kind of settled down a little bit here after Marietta scored two very fast goals to begin the second quarter of play. And it was really Connor Fickey, as that's a long shot. That's going to go wide to the left, but it was Fickey who got inside and scored those two goals right in front of the goalie, Josh Perkins, and Perkins had no help. There's a nice pass. That's high. Man, there's another save by Perkins. Ball is loose, and the 50-50 ball picked up. Quakers will have it. Good possession here if the Quakers can get a goal and make it a two-goal deficit as we start to see the time being a factor in the first half of play. Here's Botwell on the near side. Botwell trying to dodge by the defender. That is Daniel Blaine. Ball is to Francis. Francis lost it. They'll reset the shot clock as it goes back again to Marietta. Good check there with the stick as the ball comes loose, and the stick came out of the hand of the goalie. McLean had his stick knocked out of his hand, as now the clock back underway here in the second quarter, and the Quakers turn it over. Bad pass to the inside, turnover, and we'll head the other way. Quickly down the field is Blaine. Blaine getting checked all the way down the field as he goes deep into the corner. And Dukwu there for the Quakers, checking him everywhere he goes. And now we have a timeout. We've got a timeout on the floor. 5:22 remaining in this one. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers down in this one, 7-4.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto, in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians, and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf, and I approve this message.
Hey, if you're looking for a great place to dine, how about Little Sheba's? Come join them in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue and grab one of their gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, and more in their smoke-free environment. You can get a 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home. For more information about Little Sheba's, give them a call at 962-2999. By the way, tonight's matchup being brought to you by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, only $3.50. Every Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki. On Tuesday, the oven-roasted chicken, and Wednesday, the turkey breast. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. 5:22 remaining here in the second. Marietta with the ball, and the Quakers trying to make sure they don't get one more here before the half. There's another errant pass. Jason White of Marietta going for it. Ball picked up by McGill, and then the Quakers get the turnover. That is out of bounds on the near side. Joe Enright losing it. So a turnover for the Quakers, back once again to Marietta as Justin Blasco out of Poland, Ohio, able to put it back into play, and they'll set it up in the half once again. Their settled offense at times has been very good. Predominantly tonight when they control it, you see their passing game. When it works well, they really get some good spacing and find the openings for very clean shots. They cut the player down the middle extremely well. Ball loose, turnover by Hauer. Quakers playing physical as we head the other way. Earlham trying to find themselves an opening at midfield. Another collision, the ball is loose. Madeir's a day there for the Quakers, lost it, but then eventually got it back, picked up now by Botwell. Botwell scoots his way back behind the cage. Botwell now draws the double team. Very good quickness. Botwell back to the inside. Francis goes and scores, and the Quakers make it 7-5. Well, for number 18, Blake Francis, the freshman out of Lexington, we might see him in goal in the second half, but he's having a good time here tonight. Is a great pass by Botwell as he was dodging back and forth on the right side, and there was Francis receiving and scoring immediately. We love it when a player can get that ball into his cross and not waste any time and doesn't have to wind up and fire and just get it and score. In fact, Francis has done that a couple of times, able to just get it and score. Doesn't give the goalie much of a chance to adjust. So now it's a 2-goal game with 4 minutes remaining. That'll be against Marietta. Quakers will pick it up and go again. Now we've kind of seen these two teams score a couple. Another team scores a couple. Another team scores. It's kind of gone back and forth. 7-5 is where we stand right now. And the Quakers back on offense once again. They are in the attack area. See where they can set it up right here. Who will cut the middle? That's the one thing you watch so much. Now Coleman is at the top. That's actually going to be to Dominguez, and that's Dominguez who went down. Ball is loose, and we have a whistle, and that'll go against the Quakers.
Well, Dominguez was waiting there, but no way to get the ball as we see a late flag down behind. As I say, no way to get the ball up off the turf in time. But there's a flag way back at the 20. Let's see what they'll call here. It's going to be a delayed penalty either way, so Marietta is going to get a chance here to work on offense. 68 seconds on the shot clock, so plenty of time to work it in the half setting. That is Klein. Klein to the inside. Bad pass, but I think we're going to stay here again because of the penalty that is way back at the other end. Both teams make changes to their lineups once again. Halftime, we'll run down the first half numbers as always. So Marietta will get it just outside the attack area, very close to the top of the attack, in fact, right there. There he goes. They'll bring it out now to Fickey and work it around McGill. Quakers will be man up, or I should say the Pioneers will be man up right here. Winding, firing, and what a save as Stowell winds up and fires, and that was a great save by Josh Perkins again for the Quakers. Now the Quakers back the other way. Botwell, his quickness really proving to be a difference here tonight. Lead pass intended for Coleman, and the Quakers can't hold on to it as there's a turnover. Coming back into the Quaker lineup will be Joe Enright. Well, the Quakers this year winning 3 games in the HCLC, which is a huge improvement over what they did a year ago as a startup program. Good pass. Well, I tell you what, look out inside. They're really passing well on this possession. And this time, let's see, is it going to be a goal or did it hit the top? It is a goal, and it may have been either Rundgren who was in there for the Pioneers. Either way, it's now 8-5. So the Quakers will be down by 3 once again as we start to see the first half come to a close. Quakers need to get some stops and then go right back on offense once again the way they did in that early portion of the first half. So back to the face-off once again. And this has been an area where the Quakers have a huge concern. They just have not played well in the face-off, and they get beat again. And John Sanford's having a heyday in the face-off against Ventura. Here he comes as Sanford passes to the inside. Boy, the nice bounce and the score once again by Rundgren. And the Quakers get beat once again on the face-off, and there's not enough defenders back. And once the John Sanford gets going, there is nobody there. And so now the Quakers down in this one 9-5. That has happened way too many times here in the first half. And the face-off numbers are just going to be so much in favor. In fact, you're right now at 14-1. There's 15. Sanford again. So you're talking about 15-1 in face-off wins here tonight. They're only at 29% coming in, but boy, they've dominated that number here this evening against the Quakers. They could run this thing down to about 13 seconds if they choose to do so in the first half, as Stowell able to pick that one up off the turf. And Stowell again in the half-field setting here once again as they'll settle out front again to Stowell. Here's Klein. trying to open up that middle. Good spacing right here will open it up, and then you get a player from the top to able to dive as Fickey trying to get a screen on the near side. Nothing open. Back outside again to Stowell. He'll trade places with Rundgren. And once again behind the cage, make the defense chase. As we come up on the end of this first half, low shot flag down, ball comes out, and Fickey sees that one go out of bounds on the other side, and we had a flag down on the near side, so 19 seconds remaining. It was Fickey who went down on the turf. Ball's going to be on the far side, put in play by Rundgren, and we saw them score very quickly at the end of the first period of play, so time isn't going to be much of a factor for them. They can get in position pretty quickly. Nothing on the wing. Here is Fickey back outside once again to Stowell. Clock is down to 6 seconds. Out that one way outside, and a score by number 48, Shad Stowell. Boy, how did he get that one? That was probably at about the 25-yard line to score the 10th goal of the first half now for Marietta. And they've scored twice now at the end of the first quarter, and now here at the end of the second quarter with just a few seconds remaining on the clock. Well, I'm not sure if it maybe Perkins got screened and he didn't see that shot, but you rarely see a shot that far away. Marietta's credit, they knew the clock was running down. They had to do something pretty quick, and another face-off as Marietta battling inside, and that's going to do it for the first half. But, boy, the Quakers played well at times, and yet at other times they've allowed the face-off to really bother them here this evening. They have not even been close in the face-off numbers, and a lot of goals right in front of the goalkeeper, Josh Perkins. So the Quakers have some adjustments to do. We'll run down those first-half numbers in just a few moments. Your halftime score on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers down in this one, 10-5. This is Earlham Men's Lacrosse and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation, and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994. For over a century, Richmond Power & Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power & Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power & Light. Together we make powerful partners.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
We are back once again here at Darrell Bean Stadium. It was a 3-3 game at the end of one, but then Marietta outscores Earlham 7-2 in that second period to take a 10-5 lead here at the half. Reminder, today's game being brought to you in part by Best Western Classic of Richmond. If you're in the Richmond area anytime soon looking for a place to stay, make sure you check out the Best Western Classic. You get the most amenities available, including indoor pool, fitness center, conference space, free buffet breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and a clean, quiet, comfortable room. Best Western Classic of Richmond, 533 West Eaton Pike. Let's go and run down the first half scoring. Earlham got on the board at the 11-16 mark. It was a goal by Blake Francis that made it 1-0. Quakers came back, an unassisted goal by Anthony Botwell at 7:04. That made it 2-0 Quakers. Marietta gets their first goal of the night. It was Jackson McGill, assisted by John Sanford. That made it 2-1 Quakers. Marietta ties it up, the unassisted goal by Connor Fickey at 3:55. That makes it 2 apiece. Quakers regain the lead at 2:23 as Blake Francis picked up the goal assisted by Anthony Botwell. We are now to 3-2 game. Marietta ties it up with just 3 seconds remaining in the opening period. Chad Stowell picks up the goal. We're tied at 3 as we head into period number 2. And believe me, they came out firing early as Quentin Rundgren picks up a goal. It was only 57 seconds in, and then Marietta made it a 4-3 contest. They come right back at 14-12, which was about 11 seconds later when Connor Fickey got the goal, and it was 5-3. Quakers make it 5-4 when Botwell picked up a goal at 13:43, but Marietta answered right back at 13:21. It was a scoring frenzy there for a moment. As you saw Rundgren pick up the goal, it made it 6-4. And we're about less than 3 minutes later where Marietta made it a 7-4 contest as Stowell got the goal assisted by Zach Klein. Quakers did answer, though. Blake Francis, another goal assisted by Botwell. Marietta 7, Earlham 5, but then the rest of the way it belonged to Marietta. Chad Stowell, a goal at 1:44, 8-5. Then it was 9-5. Rundgren, assisted by Sanford. That made it at 1:31, only 13 seconds later, 9-5. And then with 3 seconds remaining, actually it's closer to 6 seconds remaining when I looked at the clock. I remember that pretty well. Stowell got the goal. It was 10-5, and that's all the scoring we had in the first half. Here's the first half team numbers as Marietta 27 shots, the Quakers 14. 17 shots on goal by Marietta, 8 by the Quakers. 3 saves by Marietta, 7 by the Quakers. Now here's the big number right here. Face-offs 1. 15 by Marietta, just 1 by the Quakers. In-ground balls, 22 for Marietta, 15 by Earlham. In the clears, 8 of 11 by Marietta, 8 of 15 by the Quakers. Turnovers even at 12 apiece. Caused turnovers, 2 by Marietta and just 1 by the Quakers. Man up, 0 for 3 Marietta. Earlham 0 for 2. And in penalties, 2 of 90 for Marietta. Quakers 3 of 120. Individually, first off, 4 goals by Stowell in the first half. Rundgren with 3, Fickey with 2, McGill with a single goal. On the other side, by the way, don't forget John Sanford had an assist, as did Zach Klein in the first half. Blake Francis, 3 goals in the first half. Anthony Botwell, 2 goals and 2 assists. And those are your scoring numbers for the Quakers in the first half of play. That's where we stand. We'll see if the Quakers can rebound. You can follow live stats as we go in the second half on GoEarlham.com. We'll come back with the third quarter coming up next. Stay right there. This is Earlham Men's Lacrosse right here on Radio Troy Digital Sport.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
We got this.
Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120. Mendenhall's True Value in Richmond is your local source for the things you need at home or your business every day. Everything from hardware, tools, carpet cleaner rentals, window and screen repair, lawn and garden supplies, as well as hunting and fishing licenses. It's all in one place at Mendenhall's True Value Hardware, right around the corner at 125 Southwest 5th Street in Richmond. Give them a call for more information at 962-4842. Today's game is being brought to you by Tri-County Awards in Richmond. Customized awards and quality engraving services. When you come to Tri-County Awards, you'll get nothing but the best customer service. We take pride in our prompt service and easy availability. Celebrate success with a gorgeous medal, trophy, or plaque from Tri-County Awards. We've been crafting awards since 1972. Choose from a wide variety of designs and styles. We're a locally owned and family-operated business. Tri-County Awards, 1001 South East Street in Richmond.
They get halftime, and then you look at the second half. It'll be about adjustments. Quakers will have to find a way to win some of these face-offs if they're going to win this one here today or even come close in winning in the second half. So this will be big for both these teams, but mostly for the Quakers. Got to find a way to get more offensive opportunities. We're underway here in the third. The face-off won again by Marietta. Sanford will set it up behind. Lead pass will find Stowell at midfield, and now transition back the other way. Here is Stowell. Stowell goes and fires high and scores. That's just, so quick down the field. And by the way, a change in goal as we see into the goalie position now for the Quakers. Is it Perkins still? It's going to stay with Perkins. They've liked the way that they have seen Blake Francis play on offense in the first half, but that only took them 19 seconds to get on the board. Off the face-off again, which is now 16-1. You basically left your goalie in a one-on-one ISO situation with a player like Chad Stowell, and you're going to be in trouble. So now the Quakers down 11-5. Another quick goal. I think we've seen 3 of those within just a few seconds. Face-off one again by Marietta. So they'll go on offense. Quakers have 3 players all over Fickey, and Fickey almost able to get away from all 3 of them at once. And now the Pioneers will set it up out front once again. So now only the Pioneers control the score. They really control the momentum of this one. There's another shot and another quick goal. Boy, Fickey this time. This is just too quick. Quakers may have to get a timeout just to regroup again. The last time they got did work for the most part, but now they've given up 2 straight quick goals. 14:09, 2 goals within now just 51 seconds. Now you're down by 7. I remind you once again that this contest was at one time tied at 3 apiece. So back to the face-off. It has been all Marietta here. And it'll be Marietta once again. This young man, Sanford, must think that he's running a clinic tonight on winning face-offs because he's only lost 1 since he's been in the lineup so far tonight. Quakers have put a couple of different players in there. Sanford himself. Sanford shoots and he goes down. There is a flag down as well. And that'll stop the clock, but Sanford took a shot right when he took the shot himself. And the flag came out immediately. And we'll wait and see who they'll call that penalty on, but Sanford was almost had a free clearing all the way to the cage, and the Quakers got to do a better job of stopping him early, at least put some type of a player against him to stop his easy flow to the cage because he's just had it that way all night long. Looks like they ended up getting 17 on the penalty, which is Josh Wilson. Wilson back once again from injury, so now man up here for Marietta. Put a little more pressure against the Quakers on defense. Ball beyond the near side, and that's where the Pioneers will put it in play. Here's Fickey once again. Fickey fakes the pass, fires and scores. Oh, my. Quakers bit on the fake on that one, and there's another goal. 3 unanswered to begin the third, and it is all Marietta 13-5. How about Fickey? Everybody turned their head to look to the outside. He faked the pass and then just turned and got it right by the goalie for the easy goal, and Perkins struggling now to begin this third quarter. Held it high, shot it high, and boy, that half-field setting has been good tonight for Marietta. So the time-serving foul costing the Quakers here in the third. And Wilson will stay there. Another face-off won by Marietta. This almost reminds me in the face-off department of what they faced, speaking of the Quakers, against Hanover, in which they lost that one 21-1, and every face-off seemed to go Hanover's way in that one, and that's the same here tonight. There's Fickey once again. Watch and see what he does this time. Fickey this time goes back behind the cage. The pass out front. Low shot, and that's going to score again. There is Chad Stowell from way outside for another goal, and boy, this thing is getting ugly now. 14-5 here in the third quarter. Quakers have been outscored now 11-2 since the end of the opening period of play. Boy, you knew the momentum was going the other way a little bit, but you thought maybe if the Quakers would come back and score a goal and try to get it going their way again. But, boy, I tell you what, Marietta's just done a great job. They've done the adjusting at halftime. And, hey, Earlham won a face-off. What do you know? So Coleman wins the face-off with the Quakers, and Earlham will go in the half-field setting themselves. But now you got to hold on to it. Coleman lost it for a moment as he works now to Francis. Francis, by the way, hat trick here tonight with 3 goals of his own. That's why he is staying in on offense. There's Botwell as the Quakers come back and set it up out front. Well, the one thing about it, you'll see Marietta really forcing that Earlham offense out of way. I think that's going to be a key for Marietta in the second half. Don't let the Quakers find any maneuverability to the inside the way they'd gotten loose earlier. And one of those guys, frankly, was Botwell. Botwell still controlling it in the cross as he works behind the cage to the far side. Botwell to Coleman. Lost it, picks it up. Coleman fires, and he scores. So Coleman gets the goal, and finally the Quakers on the board here in the third quarter. And we'll put that at the 12-10 mark. Boy, after all of those quick goals scored by Marietta, the Quakers finally come back. Marietta had put, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight on the board before the Quakers were able to stop that streak. 7 unanswered goals. But Keith Coleman, the freshman out of Suitland, Maryland, DeMatha High School, mostly known for their basketball, able to get the goal here in the third. Face-off won by Marietta. Quick pass to the inside, and there they go again. This time it'll be Fickey. Zach Klein, the freshman out of Evergreen, Colorado, with the assist on that one, and another quick goal scored by Marietta. So even though the Quakers get one, they give it right back at the 11:59 mark here in the third. So now Coleman will face off. And right now, for this young man, John Sanford, he's having a career night in the face-off department. He has only lost a couple here this evening. Well, how quickly can they score, huh? Ball still loose, and Quakers come away with it. Ball knocked out of the cross that time of Cole Burrell. Quakers had it for the moment, but now Marietta will have it once again as Stowell will work it back to Klein. We'll work in the half-field setting once again. Their settled offense at times has been almost perfect this evening, the way that they've been able to set things up and get those scores from long range and right in front of the goal. Here's Rundgren. Rundgren trying to dodge his way to the inside, gets checked by Coleman. Still 39 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Plenty of time there. Rundgren dodges back to the inside. Pass way high, and it goes over the outstretched stick of Connor Fickey, and that'll be a turnover. Rare turnover by Marietta. And the Quakers will get it back on offense. Each team with changes. Earlham. Now we'll work to go into transition, try to get it to midfield and work from there. Ball loose. And eventually picked up. Is that who I think it is? Might be Botwell. And the player went down, actually number 11, Ventura. And we've got another whistle, and that'll go back over to Marietta. There's Klein. Klein able to cradle that one. Dodges back to the inside against Burrell. Klein, nice pass. Fickey will miss that one wide to the left on the shot. But another good pass as Klein looking to the inside. Marietta will now set it up behind the cage. Paul passed to the inside. The shot a little bit high again. And this time it was Rundgren who took a shot from behind. He went down. But Marietta keeps it once again. Here's Jason White. White. Nothing there for White. Brings it back out of Howard. Howard dodging to the inside. Here is Stowell once again. Stowell himself shoots it high and scores again. And it's now 16-6. Well, that's just way too much penetration from the top, and the Quakers, nobody there defending Stowell, and he had a clear lane all the way to point-blank range once again. So though the Quakers stopped the scoring streak of 7 in a row by Marietta, they answer the call once again. Now the Quakers down by 10 here in the third. This is a team that only averages 9 goals per game, but now 16 on the board for Marietta here in the third. Another face-off opportunity for the Quakers, and guess who won it? We've been saying his name all night long, John Sanford. And Sanford, after getting the face-off, will take it behind the cage, got that screen on the left side. Coleman trying to check that ball out of his glove, or I should say out of his cross. Ball comes loose, flag is down. Coleman trying to pick it up as he works against Fickey, and we have a player down. And that's number 11, Sanford, who took a hard shot, and he is still down. We've had a couple of players. Earlier it was Connor Fickey, and this time it'll be Sanford. And this will undoubtedly go against the Quakers. It should be a time-serving foul right here. See who they ended up getting on the foul. Modierzadeh comes out of the lineup. That's just a change there for the Quakers. The three officials you see gathering together. I think they're trying to decide who the foul is on and who gets the time-serving foul. Will it be... who's heading over there? Well, it may go ahead and be Modierzadeh. So Modierzadeh is in the what we refer to now as the penalty box, though there's not really a penalty box there. But he'll sit out for a while, and so man up here for the Pioneers. They're hard enough to stop tonight without being a man down, and now the Quakers will have to kind of zone this thing to the inside. They're working Josh Wilson. Quick pass to the outside, shot low. Wilson is there defensively along with the goalie, Perkins. So Perkins able to knock that shot down, and then it goes out of bounds here on the near side pass intended for Wilson. Turnover by the Quakers. Well, that's a tough one to give up right there. The official checking the cage, see if it is okay. I don't know if they're looking for a tear in the cage or what it is, but he's really examining it very closely. It will be 29 Rundgren who will put it in play. I think I called him Todd earlier. It is Quinn, not the singer Todd Rundgren. So now in the half, field setting again. There's a shot. Boy, that one picked up out of the air by Josh Perkins. Good job reading that shot high. And now the Quakers back in transition. Boy, that's a bad pass again, but Wilson able to pick it up on the near side. He's going to send it far down the field. In fact, he went about 70 yards with that pass. Unfortunately, Marietta was reading it as well. They get the turnover. Noah Coleman out of Kettering, Ohio, in the lineup now for Marietta. And they're going to work it across midfield and get it once again, set it up. There's another flag down. Set it up in the attack area to the near side. So we have a delay call right here. Let's see if the Quakers can stop this offensive attack as they've given up now 16 goals. And they've been some quick ones. Once the Pioneers get to rolling, they've been hard to stop here tonight. And one of the reasons, that guy right there is Rundgren. Rundgren circles all the way back to the outside, trying to dodge for an open area. Boy, he does a nice job cradling that ball and not giving it up despite the Quakers chasing. 27 on the shot clock. Now the move by Klein. And Klein will fire and miss wide to the right, but it's going to stay here. Nothing hurt for Marietta. Ball will be placed on the offensive player deep in the corner. That is Jackson McGill. Quakers make a change as well, and Coleman coming over. He's going to now get a new stick, and now a change here on the ball will be put in play, and they will leave this up to who? I think that's going to be Rundgren once again. There is Fickey to the inside. Actually works it back to this near side. It goes out of bounds. And a turnover on the pass by Marietta. Quakers will get it back. Earlham hasn't had it in the offensive side very much here in the third. They've got the one goal so far, but time of possession, there's a flag down. The time of possession really belonging to Marietta as we get it across the midfield line, not even close to the attack area, and there's another whistle. Ventura coming out for the Quakers. We'll see Coleman come back in. Marietta making 2 or 3 changes as well as they are able to keep some fresh bodies out on the field here in the third. So it's a 30-second time serving foul there for maybe both players. One of those 29 Rundgren, the other one over there, Joe Enright. So the Quakers now ready to go to work. Earlham in the half field setting at times. They've looked good tonight, but hadn't been a really good performance since this thing was 3-3, and they just haven't been able to do much offensively since. Burrell back out front. Ryan is checked in for the Quakers. That shot wide to the left and will stay here. Quakers will control it as we're coming up on the 6-minute mark now here in this third quarter. Back to Burrell. Time will be a factor here once we get into that fourth quarter. Earlham's going to need to get some shots going and going quickly. Botwell high pass. Too high for Ryan. Turnover Quakers if it's picked up by Stowell, and it is, so the Quakers turn it over. And in transition once again as Marietta will just set it up. Here is Stoll once again. Nice dodge to the right as Stowell now will go to Rundgren behind the cage once again. Rundgren gets the screen. Rundgren, nothing there. Back out to Stoll, and we'll see Marietta set it up once again. Here is Hauer. Well, they're very good again. Being patient right here, knowing they've got the lead and can really work the clock. Here's Rundgren. Rundgren looking low, and that shot wide to the right. Boy, another shot by the Pioneers, just a little bit off the mark. That is Hauer. High pass now to Stowell. Stoll dodging back and forth against Burrell. Nice pass to the inside, tipped away. Good job there by Josh Wilson, able to get a stick on that one. Shot clock is down to 5. And will they get a shot off and a whistle? They gave it back over to the Quakers even before the shot clock went off, so no shot clock violation there. So the Quakers will get it back on offense with just over 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the third. Give you a quick check of the numbers now. So the Quakers now opportunity right here in the attack area, but the Quakers still being outshot 40-16 and 26-9 in the shots on goal here as we get closer to the end of the third. Earlham will work it. Botwell behind the cage. Defending is Blaine. Quakers again will work it back outside and reset it. Coleman is out. And the Quakers now bring in Ndukwu back into the lineup. 30 seconds remaining on the shot clock. And that ball will go out of bounds. And Earlham will put it back into possession quickly here as they'll continue to work in the half-field setting. We're coming up on 22 seconds. You can hear the coaching staff yelling out the amount of seconds remaining on that shot clock. That one shot way outside. It'll hit the netting on the right side by Botwell. So Earlham ran it down. They still had some time left, but the shot missing its mark, and here come the Pioneers once again. They work it quickly down the field, shot and scored. They are very, very good when they get on that fast break. That may have been Jason White there on the goal. It's now 17-6, and they bottom line just beat the Quakers back on defense. And when they do, they're able to get going quickly. In fact, they got it down there in about 2 or 3 passes, and there was nobody in position to help out the goalie, Josh Perkins. So now the Quakers back down by 11 here in the third. See what the face-off numbers are now as we go back to the 21-3 in the face-off department in favor of Marietta. Quakers have actually won a couple of face-offs here in the third. They won't win this one. Ball picked up quickly and another goal. This time it is Daniel Blaine. And Blaine just scooped it up, and he beat everybody for the goal. Boy, we have seen that a lot here tonight. So now 4 in a row scored by the Pioneers. That one they listed at about 4 seconds. It's taking a little bit longer, but it wasn't much. Another face-off won by Marietta. Boy, the Quakers just not winning face-offs here tonight. And how many of those, we'd have to go back and look, have been either directly scored off the face-off or when they set it up in the half-field setting has gone in and led to a goal. Chad Stowell. Now the shot goes high and the save. That was the left-hand attempt by McGill. As Perkins able to reach up and stop that one as we come up on 2 minutes remaining. Well, they, speaking of Marietta, they got off to such a fast start, and then the Quakers turn it over at midfield, coming out of goal, and now he's going to be one-on-one situation and another goal. Rundgren will get the goal, and that was a huge mistake by Josh Perkins once he brought it out. Got it to about the 35, 40-yard line, tried to make the pass. It was not a good pass, stolen away. And Marietta, once they intercepted it, Rundgren had a one-on-one ISO situation and scored easily. And that has been a huge concern here tonight, not only the face-offs, but then you try to bring your goalie out, let him make the play, and a bad pass. He tried to, go high and throw it down the field, but then once he got intercepted, there was nobody back. And will this be another face-off one eventually by Marietta? There's all kinds of players scrambling for the loose ball. And it is still not won by anybody. There's a ground ball pickup by Fickey. And we are going to stop the clock once again as the Quakers have a player down. That may be Ventura. Boy, the way everybody was scrambling for the loose ball, somebody may have taken a shot from behind and If that is Ventura, that's the one guy you've been relying on to get you face-offs, but he's had a rough day as he will leave. They tried Coleman one time to get a face-off. He wasn't able to do so. They will reset the shot clock back to 80 with 1:34 to go now here in this third quarter. If you just joined us here tonight, it was 3-3 at the end of one, and then that's where things really started to go bad for the Quakers. They could not get stops, and that's continued here in the third. That's Blasco. Blasco turns, fires, knocked down. Ball stays in the attack area, picked up by Marietta. Boy, nice control on the stick by Zach Klein as he was able to hold on to the loose ball. Turning that time is Hauer. Back to Klein. They can run this down to about 12 seconds. Shot will go wide to the right. And once they blow this one dead, we'll continue to play right here as, again, Marietta will continue now to try to run out the remainder of this first half. Quakers try to disrupt the offense. They will get a takeaway there. But then lost from behind as that will go against Fickey. 38 seconds remaining here in the third. And right now Marietta in control of this one here tonight. They will not necessarily need the shot clock. Boy, what a check that time. Quakers have a player go down as Ryan got nailed on the check. Turnover Quakers. And now Marietta can work it again for a final score here in the third. Ball knocked loose, Burrell, and then coming back was Zach Klein. And they're going to get Klein on the penalty there. So now Earlham will take over. And the Quakers will have 15 seconds now. Boy, but 19 goals given up to a team that averages just 9. And you know Marietta, they've struggled this year at 4-9 on the season. They'd love just to really pour it on here this evening and make this thing as uneven as they can, give them much momentum going into their last game or two of the season. Quakers again, this is Botwell. And Botwell with 4 seconds remaining will even get a shot off. Ball is loose, and that's going to do it for the third. Well, it's all Marietta. 15 minutes remaining in this one as the Pioneers control at 19-6 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. We'll be back with the fourth quarter. This is Earlham Men's Field Hockey. Earlham Men's Lacrosse, on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
After the unexpected, expect us. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Fayette, Rush, Union, Decatur, and Shelby counties. Auto, home, life, renters, farm, crop, and business coverage. Coverage you need in a language you know. We take customer satisfaction seriously and don't take a cookie-cutter approach to your coverage. For more information, call 800-723-3276 or go to their website, in.farmbureau.com. Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with the most comprehensive auto repair services that include general services, car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. Their goal is simple: to offer the best services available at affordable prices to get you back on the road in no time. For a high-performance vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, give them a call at 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
19-6 as we get set for the final 15 minutes of play. Live stats on GoEarlham.com, but they're not really fun to look at right at the moment. It has been all Marietta here in especially the second half. They outscored the Quakers 9-1 in that third after outscoring the Quakers 7-2 in the second. They've won just about every face-off there's been tonight, and they win another one right there. And they're going to quickly find themselves getting in position, or they're going to wait. Yep, they're going to hold it up. As Stowell trying to find an opening now for Marietta. So unless the Quakers can find big-time offense here in this fourth quarter, Marietta will walk out of here with a non-conference win. Quakers would fall to 3-11. And again, Anderson, their final game of the regular season on the 27th. There's a shot picked up, and now the Quakers make the change in goal as Blake Francis has now taken over. That shot by Seth Howard, but Francis able to get the save. Quakers turn it over in their own half, and now here he comes again, and there's another goal. You turn it over, and Stowell will make you pay for it, and the Quakers now give up their 20th goal of the night. That was just a matter of not able to clear it out of your own end and go on the offensive side, and Earlham turns it over. So now the Quakers down by 14. This year the Quakers have given up 20-plus, 1, 2, 3, 4 times this year. This will be 5. And face off once again. Quakers unable to get this one. Is Marietta able to pick that one up at least momentarily before the official blows it dead, and we may have another injured player, and that is Ventura again, I think, and it is. So for the second time, Kevin Ventura, the sophomore out of Davie, Florida, goes down, and they'll check him out, see if he's going to be okay. In the meantime, as we said, the Quakers will be back here, their final game of the regular season, on the 27th against Anderson. Transylvania winning the conference 7-0 this year. Hanover 4-1 coming in. Earlham 3-4. So the Quakers are going to finish no worse than third in the HCLC. Anderson 0-4, and then Mount St. Joe 0-5 on the season. They will take Ventura to the sideline, make sure he's okay, and here we go. Quakers in the half-field setting. Here's Coleman. Quakers have had few scoring opportunities after that second period, in which, well, at one point it was 3-3, and then they got up to a bad start in that second period where they just were not able to really get anything going on offense. And there's another whistle. Yeah, that'll go back over to the Quakers. And Anderson game again will be a very, very winnable contest, and be great to see the Quakers finish out the league at an even 4-4 on the season. Of course, then start to think about how they're going to build this program, which will be going into its third year next year. And it's not going to be easy. Got to get some guys to come here to play for the Quakers, as Dominguez will find Coleman. A lot of these players that are out here now are not originally lacrosse players, as there is a shot to the left of the goalie. That was Cole Burrell there for the Quakers. In fact, you start looking at the roster now, you've got several former football players out here, and of course you look at the roster as that one is lost by Dominguez. Turnover Quakers. Dominguez and Wright, another former football player. Will Fry played football. Of course, the program being suspended for the meantime. See if they'll get that thing back and going. They're hoping by 2020, but Quakers will look. There's a shot that goes high as Botwell unable to get that one across. So the Quakers will have it in the half-field setting once again. Dominguez out front will receive it once again, and now he will send Botwell away. And now Dominguez trying to power his way to the inside, takes the check. Quakers now on the right side once again as they stay in the attacking area. Now it's Botwell. Botwell, two players coming over for Marietta. The ball is loose and eventually picked up there by Perkins, who was at goal. Now chance to work on offense for the Quakers. Going down out front was Burrell, and the Quakers will turn it over, and we've got another whistle, a flag down back at about the 20-yard line or so. Coming out of the Quaker lineup, in fact, looks like that's going to be number 13, which is Perkins, who will end up getting the time-serving foul there for Earlham. In fact, 2 years ago when this program started, they at least started in playing lacrosse. They had 2 years to get things going, and not as many numbers as they hoped it would be the case playing for the Quakers. They're hoping that's going to change here relatively soon and make it more of a competitive program from top to bottom against other teams like the Hanovers and such. Nice spin to the inside, bouncing, and the save by Francis off the shot by Connor Fickey. So now the Quakers back in transition once again. Look at that pass from Blake Francis behind the back over the shoulder. And a turnover at midfield. Rundgren able to pick that one up, and now change of one player out front now for Marietta as they brought Stowell back in. Stowell winding up, thought he was going to shoot it from there, decided not to, and now it'll be Rundgren. Back out to Stowell. He winded up that shot like he was going to take another one, and he decided not to, and now they'll bring it back outside to McGill. 44 seconds on the shot clock, still plenty of time. Quakers trying to check, get that ball loose. Ground ball, who's going to get it? And it was, well, at least for the moment, Keith Coleman. There's a flag down. So we'll have a delayed call right here. Quakers will have it on offense so they can do something with it right here as Burrell dodges back to the inside, trying to make his way as he continues to cradle. And Coleman fires and scores. Take that back. That's going to be Burrell. So how about Burrell takes it the distance and scores the goal, and Earlham. Foul was called again on Marietta. They got Jason White on the penalty. It will be a time-serving foul, 1 minute there for White. So now the Quakers score their seventh, trailing it now 20-7 with 9:43 remaining here in the fourth. Burrell able to take that one coast to coast as we're back now to the face-off. Quakers actually get a face-off this time. Ventura quickly sprints off, and the Quakers will bring Coleman back in as Earlham now in the half field setting themselves. Their settled offense has been pretty average here tonight, especially after the early portion. They have not played well in the half setting for quite some time. Coleman, pass out front, ball loose, knocked away by Blaine. Turnover Quakers. Here's Blaine across midfield. And now the Pioneers will try to set it up once again in the attack areas. The ball went high. Good job there by Fickey as he'll have it on the left wing. Well, they can use a lot of clock right here, and you see Fickey just kind of backing up now as he takes it deep in the corner, really spreading out this defense. And now here's McGill. Stowell starts to make his move, and again we'll go back outside to McGill, who now McGill charging in. McGill floats that pass to the inside, and it'll be taken away. Good read there by the goalie as Blake Francis able to reach up and take that one out of midair. Turnover there by the Pioneers. Back to the Quakers again. Now Earlham back on offense as they see Wilson at midfield. Lead pass and turnover Quakers. It was intended for Joe Enright. Quakers the turnover. Now it'll be Jason White. White back in after giving up. Of course, he was out for the 1-minute penalty. Zach Klein. And the Quakers able to get it back again as another pickup there by Francis. And we're coming up on the 7-minute mark. There is Francis. We saw the last time that happened when Josh Perkins tried to take it out himself, as that ball will go out of bounds. And then once Marietta, they got the turnover at midfield, and they scored easily. Well, here for the Quakers, they're just going to have to find a way again. They're not going to play for a while again, so they got some time to get ready. 12 days for that Anderson contest. Well, they'll look back at this one and see again how many times they gave up the face-off, and boy, they just cannot do that if they're going to be competitive in this game. There's a low shot ball, and boy, there's a couple of players going down. That was a hard hit right in front of the goalie, Blake Francis. Think about men's lacrosse. It can be a very, very physical game, and we saw that right there. Players trying to get the position right in front of the cage, and guys colliding. Here's Klein. No whistle, though. They let him play through it. And now coming up on 6 minutes remaining here for this one tonight. Another high pass intended for Jason White. He was unable to handle it. Ball is loose, and eventually it'll be picked up by Hauer there for Marietta. And that pass out of the reach on the near side for Sowell, and he loses it, so a turnover there for Marietta. Now, of course, in a game gets like this, you're up by 13. Have a tendency at times to lose a little bit of focus right here, and Marietta's offense not quite as sharp as it was a few minutes ago. Quakers right now kind of an empty net. I say kind of because France is out around the 30. Trying to get this offense rolling in transition the other way as Earlham just not handling it on the pass again as the ball goes out of bounds on the far side. They'll make him bring it back again. Won't let Marietta get off to too much of a fast start right there. A little confusion on whose ball it is, so it will be Earlham with the possession. Last touched by Marietta, so the Quakers once again in the half-field setting. They'll settle their offense right here and try to get goal number 8. Ball will be kept in bounds. Good hustle by Botwell. By the way, the last time the Quakers here at home had given up 20-plus goals back to that Hanover matchup we talked about. They lost 21-1. And that was a game again where they just did not have a good night in about every facet of the game itself. So here comes Marietta once again, and there's a goal. Looks like that may be number 5, which is Jason White. So 21 given up here tonight by the Quakers. And that'll match the 21 they gave up to Hanover. The most they've given up at home this year was 24. And that was Transylvania back on March the 20th. So back to the face-off. Coleman on the face-off, and that is Blaine. Blaine able to scoop, and here they go to the inside, another quick goal. See, that just can't happen. There is Rundgren again, now 22 given up, but Quakers, when they lose the face-off, and they're not fast enough to get back on defense, that's what happens, and that has been a continual happening here tonight. By the way, for Chad Stowell, 8 goals here tonight. For Rundgren, that should be number 6. We mentioned Fickey, he has 5. Well, they just really put it to the Quakers here tonight, and especially when you consider that this game early was 3-3 at the end of the first. And then it just was a complete turnaround after that. Marietta in control after the Quakers got it into the attack area, but couldn't do anything with it. Ball was really never clean. Looks like Daniel Chase is now checked in. Chase is number 23 out of Salisbury, Maryland, a freshman. And we mentioned this is a complete freshman team other than a couple of juniors here for Marietta. I said 2 earlier, it's really 3. Blaine is a junior. Seth Howard is a junior, and T.J. West is a junior as well for Marietta. And that is Rundgren. Rundgren. Low shot wide left. Boy, they can really build on players like Connor Fickey, as we mentioned. He's just a freshman. You also see Rundgren and Chad Stowell. They got some talented young players on this team that they can really build with for next year. Again, they're out of the Ohio Athletic Conference, which they're 3-4. Quakers again will possess the ball. Here is Enright in the lineup for the Quakers. Here is Botwell. Here's Perkins. Perkins getting a chance to play on offense here in the fourth quarter. Enright trying to maneuver to the inside, and we've got a flag down. So now both teams making changes once again. Henry Clark on the penalty there. That'll be a 1-minute time serving foul against the Pioneers. So the Quakers will be man up right here. 3:16 remaining in the fourth. And go back to, again, that opening period in which we were tied at 3 apiece. But then the Quakers outscored 7-2 in the second, 9-1 in the third, and that was all she wrote, as Earlham has not rebounded since then and unable to recover after losing, again, all of those face-offs here tonight. We'll check that number real quick on our live stats on Gorlam.com. The faceoffs 27-5. That is a dominant number against the Quakers here tonight. Dominguez now to Botwell. Botwell goes low, scooped up. Nice save. McLean stays in, gets a nice save. The freshman out of Avon, Ohio, and in transition. Here on the near side in the lineup is Blake Chisholm, a freshman out of Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania. And once he makes the play, he comes out. And we're coming up on 2 minutes. When this one is over, again, the final stats, you can pick those up on GoEarlham.com, and all the season stats will be tabulated as well. Nice pass to the inside, not handled, though, cleanly by McGill. Turnover, but then the Quakers retreat and will go back. Boy, be careful there, as you had Rundgren kind of waiting from behind. He made the pass initially, and he was kind of waiting back there, and Francis was able to retrieve the loose ball, but it was close. Look at Francis. He's going to bring it out himself, trying to find an opening to the near side. Botwell can't hold on to that one, and we've got a whistle, and I think that's going to go against Marietta. The official may have called interference here on the near side as Botwell now in control with it on the right wing, trying to work his way toward the cage. Knocked out of his stick there by Jacob Orlando, and the Quakers turn it over. And now we come up on 1 minute, so the Quakers will fall now to 3-11 on the season. A few days maybe to heal up as well, as you mentioned, or at least we mentioned earlier about you're 12 days away from your final contest. But they have a couple of guys go down tonight, including Kevin Ventura. And right now, all that Marietta has to do is hold it right here and get down to these last 30 seconds and end this one. So no activity at this point other than play with that ball out front. Make sure you don't get any kind of delay. In fact, the shot clock is at 40, and there's only 3 seconds remaining now in this one here tonight. Leading the way again for the Quakers in scoring. Botwell had 2 goals, 3 assists. Also talk about the play of Blake Francis, had 3 goals tonight, but Stowell had 8. Vicky had 5. Rundgren had 5 on the night. So this one is over as the Quakers will lose it here tonight. Your final score on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, it was Marietta 22 and Earlham 7. And the Quakers again will play their final game of the season, a conference matchup. That'll be coming up on April 27th against Anderson. And again, that is a 1 o'clock start time. We'll have it for you pregame at about 12:50 right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. Final score, Marietta 22, Earlham 7. Thanks for being with us. This has been Earlham Men's Lacrosse right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.